During times of stress and uncertainty, it can be easy to develop bad habits, right? Neglect our daily routines and prioritize other things before our health. Change and isolation can tempt us into eating unhealthily and forget all about our well being. However, caring for our well being is important now more than ever. So, how can we protect our holistic health despite these challenges? This is exactly what we will discover today. Good day, everyone. My name is DJ Sam, and I will be your host for this afternoon. In behalf of Cocolife, the biggest Filipino-owned stock life insurance company, I would like to welcome you to Safe Space. Discover ways to protect your holistic health, brought to you by Cocolife Protect and Protect Plus. So let's define it, guys. What is a safe space? Ano nga ba? It is a physical state or a state of mind where one is confident that he or she is free from exposure to any harm, be it physical, mental, social, emotional, and financial risk. Are you guys excited to start our webinar? Ako excited talaga ako because like you, marami din akong matututunan for sure. Okay, this pandemic has given us an opportunity to explore different recipes and experiment in the kitchen, right? Well, I did that too. But we should also keep in mind that our meals should be healthy too. Well, joining us today to share his nutritious and tasty recipes is Chef Tatung Sarthou, award-winning chef from the lifestyle TV documentary The Food That We Are, and author of the best-selling cookbook Philippine Cookery from Heart to Platter and Simple, the Cookbook. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Chef Tatung Sarthou.
Hello, everyone. Kumusta kayo? Hello,
Hi,
DJ
Chef.
Sam.
Good
How are you doing?
afternoon. I'm
Yan,
doing
so,
fine, and you look great, Chef. Thank you for joining us today.
so I'm so excited to be talking with all you guys, especially that, cooking has become very much a part of our lifestyle these days, no? Kasi, before the pandemic, people always rely on eating in restaurants or ordering takeout and, relying a lot on processed foods. But as the pandemic started, everybody was, caught up at home. Kung you had one recipe to cook at home, if you know how to cook adobo, it was good enough before, di ba? But after the pandemic, parang hindi ka pwedeng kumain ng adobo araw-araw. No? So you had to expand your repertoire. You had to learn more stuff. You had to make do with what you had. Kasi before, when you used to cook, when everything was available to you, what would happen is that you really try to stick to a recipe and say na, this is authentic, this is the proper way of doing it. But remember the first lockdown, ang hirap maghanap ng ingredients, ang hirap na pumunta ng groceries and all that.
True.
Everybody was scared. So we had to be very creative. So talking about safe spaces, especially during the quarantine, we really wanted to be safe in our own home. So that's why we decided to cook. Kaya medyo kami din sa Simple nakilala ng maraming tao. And we'll start the presentation. And one thing that cooking teaches really is creativity. One of the most important things is your ability to think outside the box, especially nowadays wherein there are no rules. Sometimes even there is no box. No? So to be able to survive and to be able to feed your family, you really have to go beyond the usual. You have to go beyond the traditional, because definitely times have been hard for some people. And even if you had a lot of money, or even up to now, if marami kang pera, it's not easy to get a lot of stuff. No? At least towards now, medyo marami ng delivery services, but people have started to love to cook at home. No? And it also allows you to learn new skills. No? So one thing that keeps us alive is not only, just enjoying ourselves, but it's also learning. No? So as long as we have something to learn, as long as we have something to look forward to, there's a reason for living, and cooking provides us with that. No, not only does it teach you to have the skill of your hands, di ba? Kasi knife skills, cooking skills, and all that, but it also develops a certain part of you. It is that awareness. Cooking teaches you to be at peace with yourself. No, it teaches you honesty, no? Kasi pag nagluluto ka, maalat na ba to? Sobra ba ditong asim? Luto na ba to, hilaw? If you second guess yourself, most of the time, you will make a mistake. So, to become a good cook is very important that you are grounded, no? You're grounded, you're honest, and you're able to look into your dish and taste, ay, maalat to, and you make appropriate adjustments. So that's the beauty of cooking, no? Because it's between you and your palate, and you cannot lie to yourself, no? Na pag kinain mo, hindi masarap, hindi mo pwede, you cannot talk yourself out of saying, masarap yung luto mo. Kung ikaw mismo, hindi ka nasarapan, no? So that's the most beautiful thing about cooking. And cooking also is very meditative in a sense that you have to be calm, you have to be in touch. And what makes a difference between a good cook and a not so good cook is not just the recipe, it's the manner in which we cook. It really reflects our own values as people, di ba? Pag bumili tayo, are we patient when choosing our ingredients? Are we patient when we wash or prepare them? It makes a big difference in cooking. Gigisa ba natin ng maayos? Papalambutin ba natin ng maayos? And right now, facing the reality na, of course, di ba? There are a lot of mga food trends right now, like people are going green, vegetarianism, people want to move forward. Pero ako, what I want to teach kasi, living the simple lifestyle and the simple mindset, I call it hybriding. Ano yung hybriding? We mix what is available to us and what is good to us. So for example, nagluluto tayo, ang available natin is delata, di ba? We have a lot of canned stuff, processed food. But if we supplement it with healthy ingredients like adding vegetables, so pwede kang mag-luncheon meat, haluan mo ng carrots, or magluluto ka ng sardinas, lalagyan mo ng eggs and all that. So what happens right now is that even if you are cooking more affordable, or let's say cheaply, we are able to give our families good nutritious food. Yun ang importante sa atin. So diskarte yung kailangan natin. So I'm showing a lot of things that we've been doing, like, oh, we made like a luncheon meat na caldereta or menudo, but we're adding other ingredients, fresh ingredients. So it's not so expensive, but you're able to add healthy stuff. Rather, kakain ka lang ng puro dilata. Di ba? So that's very important. Like a corned beef wrapped in cabbage rolls. Di ba? So creativity is very important. Resourcefulness is very important. And when you put care into your cooking, what happens to that? You make your family happy. They also feel the love of your cooking. Yan. And yan. So we will try to recreate also some of our favorite recipes. No? Like for example, alam mo, like in our site, Simple, we are very dependent on ready-made stuff. But using simple ingredients and using simple techniques, we can make our own favorite, di ba mga favorite natin ng mga delata or whatever, like we can make a simple tocino using just sugar, ketchup, and garlic. We can make our own luncheon meat, in fact, using giniling and just patis, no? And I will show you that recipe today. So kaya natin gumawa ng diskarte na nakakamura. And the most important thing is that when you cook your own food, you know what you are adding into it. Kasi, alam mo, if you're talking of nutrition kasi, ito yung sinasabi ko na, sometimes we eat food, but sometimes we also eat non-food food. So what is non-food food? Things that we eat, we think is food, but does not carry nutrition. Because why do we eat? We eat to nourish our bodies. But if we eat food, kasi ngayon kasi sobrang mahal kasi ng food production, so what food manufacturers do is they create artificial ingredients or substitute ingredients to add into popular foods so that dadami siya, nabubusog ka, but you are not satisfied. So sometimes you make mga, yung nabibili sa street food, sometimes na hindi ka nakakakain ng, kain ng marami, but you're not satisfied because you're eating parang placebo. No? It does not have nutrients, but it has mass. It fills your stomach, but it does not make you happy. It does not make you feel alive. So I will show you this recipe of a very simple luncheon meat, aka spam. So let's watch this video. Mahilig ba kayo sa spam? Ang dami-daming spam recipes lumalabas ngayon. Pero ang gagawin natin ngayon, kakaiba. Kasi i-hack natin yung spam recipe mismo at gagawa tayo ng sariling spam. So sisimulan natin gamit ang ating ground pork. So meron tayong ground pork, good quality ground pork. And what do? We add our ingredients. Sobrang simple ng ating ingredients. Gagamit tayo ng 4 tablespoons na patis. We're using patis. Hindi tayo gagamit ng salt. Gagamit tayo ng patis para mas malinamnam. Para hindi na tayo gagamit ng MSG. 1 tablespoon of sugar. 1/2 teaspoon of pink salt. Yan. So you can omit the pink salt kung ayaw nyo kasi ayaw nyo ng may halong nitrate. Pero hindi mo ma-achieve yung color at flavor ng original spam. And lalagyan din natin ng white pepper. So this is 1 teaspoon of ground white pepper. Yan. And gagamit din tayo ng 4 tablespoons of cornstarch or potato starch. Kung may potato starch ka, it's better. And ice cold water. So meron akong tubig dito with ice. And dito ko lang siya i-measure out. 1/4 cup of water. So, parang ang basa niya. But wait and see because the pork will absorb all the moisture. So, kailangan mo lang ng konting tiyaga to make this because you have to mix it thoroughly. Look at that. Nawala na yung water natin. It's been absorbed. So, that will keep our luncheon meat juicy when it cooks. So, you keep mixing hanggang maging mahibla siya. Hindi na siya didikit sa ating mixing bowl. So, medyo matagal lang yung mixing niya. Tingnan mo, after mixing the ground pork for several minutes, ay maglalighten yung kulay niya at nagiging mahibla yung texture niya. Oh, nagiging sticky siya. Tingnan mo. So, yung gagawin natin, i-divide natin into 2 ang ating meat mixture. Gagamit tayo ng oval pan, lanera, as tawag natin. And ililipat lang natin. Be sure na it's flattened. Yan. Divide into 2. So, immediately, nakagawa tayo ng 2. So, pag maramihan yung gawa mo, hindi na kayang manual or else, hihingalin talaga kayo. Yan. Really press. Be sure that yan, walang air pocket sa loob. And before steaming, we let it rest in the chiller ng around 2 hours to 6 hours. Or even overnight pwede siya. So when we slice it later on, sobrang ganda ng pink tone ng ating luncheon meat. And what we're going to do is we're gonna wrap it in plastic wrap as we let it cure. So hindi natin siya isi-steam kaagad. Yung gagawin natin ay ating i-rest and cure para mag-effect yung ating pink salt. Remember, hindi mo talaga ma-achieve yung texture ng ating product kung hindi na mix ng maayos yung inyong ground pork. Or hindi chilled. Ginagawa mo tong ating recipe pero hindi chilled yung inyong pork. So, narap na natin siya at ngayon i-cure na natin siya. Quick cure lang tayo for 2 hours pero better if it's longer. And we're back. Ready na natin i-steam yung ating spam or ating luncheon meat na kinure natin since this morning. So ngayon, i-steam na natin siya for around 15 to 20 minutes. So our wok, our steamer is already very hot. Yan. And let's just wait for it to be done. After 15 minutes, luto na yung ating luncheon meat. Patayin na natin yung ating heat. And ilalabas natin siya. And let it cool before we remove it from the mold. So malamig na yung ating luncheon meat. Pwede natin siyang i-unmold. Tagalin lang natin yung ating plastic wrap. Yan. Look at that. So, nakita natin medyo maputla yung kulay. But if you cure it much longer, dun lalabas yung reddish color ng kanyang meat. Yan. And doesn't it look like commercial luncheon meat? Look at that. It's firm. And let's slice. To prove that we made a very good product, anong say nyo? Legit ang ating luncheon meat. If you try it and you master it, kaya niyang gumawa ng ganito kagandang products at home. It's already edible kasi steam na siya. But yung nakasanayan natin na prito ang ating luncheon meat, cotton oil, heat up the pan. Let's cook 4 pieces. So you can use whatever shape or size of mold you want. Pero nag-iiba yung cooking time depende sa size ng inyong mold. So what you do to know if it's cooked, pag press mo, if it's firm, ibig sabihin luto na siya. And yan. So this one does not brown too easily kasi konting-konting sugar lang nilagay natin. Wow, natabi ko na siya. I just want to try. So the key talaga is the curing. Parang if you just cook it right away, ginawa mo siya, linuto mo siya agad, nangyayari, lasa lang siyang giniling. Pero if you allow it to cure 6 hours to overnight, doon mo malalasahan yung development na lasang-lasa mo talaga yung luncheon meat. Ngayon, titikman ko na siya. Have we achieved our objective today? To replicate our favorite luncheon meat brand? Pang-almusal ko na ito bukas. Pero titikman ko na ngayon. And super achieved. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you very much, Cocolife. Pero hindi pa tapos because I still have another video for you. And this one, I prepared especially kasi palapit na yung ating Mother's Day. So aside from, getting them their very important life insurance from Cocolife, you can also gift them by cooking for them, no? And cooking for the family. Hindi naman sila magluto, dapat kayo naman magluto for them. And this one is a very medyo fancy, medyo more restaurant yung dating na dish, but you will see that it's so simple to do that you can do even in your own small condo or small spaces. Kaya nyo itong recipe na to. Kaya, let's start cooking. Hello guys, are you ready to learn 2 delicious recipes today? Tara, magluto na tayo. And I'm making for you my own version of a peri-peri chicken. Kasi alam natin na a lot of Filipinos love chicken. I will teach you the spatchcock method wherein you break it from the box. Ito siya. Yung chicken ko, inasinan ko na siya earlier. I will just cut the chicken from behind. So ito yung spine niya. Press it down. So nangyayari, cooking time is cut in half. No? So half yung chicken, kaya half din yung cooking time. Break natin ng konti yung breast niya. So we have a whole chicken na nakadapa. Yan. And we will also score the chicken. No? Score lang natin. So it cooks faster. And we will make our marinade. No? So our marinade is also very simple. And the nice thing about this recipe, kahit we're using ingredients that can easily be found in our groceries or even our own pantry, they also add not only flavor, but also a lot of nutrition to your cooking. So, ang point kasi natin, when we cook kasi, sometimes we always like to add a lot of, flavoring, yung mga butter, a lot of oils. But if you use a lot of spices, it adds all the flavor without adding calories. So, we'll add garlic. We have black pepper, of course, always we have black pepper, a lot of antioxidant properties. We have ginger, grated ginger. I have paprika. I will just add a little sugar. You can omit the sugar. You can replace the sugar with a little bit of honey. But this one will help in the caramelization. So when we sear the chicken, we'll have a nice color. We'll also add a little bit of soy sauce. Yeah, we'll add a little bit of soy sauce for nice color. There's around 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. A little bit of vinegar. You can also use lemon. But both vinegar, natural vinegars, and lemons have very nice flavor, acid flavor, but they're also both nutritious. Dried herbs. You can add rosemary. You can add whatever you want. Just add it there around a tablespoon or so. And we will just marinate our chicken. So ito siya. Usually you put it in the oven or the grill. But I will teach you. Yeah, I'll just let that soak up. I will rinse my hands for a moment while that sits. And I forgot to add a little bit of chili flakes kasi very important sa ating peri-peri is the chilies, no? So I'm adding a tablespoon or lesser kung hindi kayo masyadong mahilig sa manghang ng chili flakes. Yan. Yan. So, as long as you have it seasoned properly with salt or soy sauce, you're good to go and you can play around with the herbs you use. Yan. So, I'm heating my wok. So, yung gagawin natin, it will have like a very nice golden crust. And ako kasi, my rule of thumb kasi when you say, anong mas healthy? You know that the ingredient is more healthy when it is closest to its natural form. No? So, pag tinasabi mo kumakain ka ng healthy chicken, mukha siyang manok, hindi siya mukhang nuggets. So, alam mo, the chicken is healthier than the nugget. Oh, diba? Or you say, garlic, real garlic is still healthier than a powdered garlic. So, you get the point. So, it's very important when we cook, the real it is, the more fresher it is, the more healthy it is. I will just add a little oil to my wok, and it's very hot. Huh? You see it's already smoking. Yeah, look at that. You can use olive oil. When you put your chicken down in your wok or your pan or your grill is from outside, from you outward. So that if it splashes outward. Yeah. So we press that down. So we want to let this brown. Huh? Bango. Super bango ng ating chicken. Dapat high heat. Yan. We want it to have a nice color. No? So you have to press it down para it touches the surface. So hindi naman siya maluluto through, di ba? Alam natin kung ganito yung gawin mo. Hindi mo naman siya maluto na magiging hilaw siya. But I will teach you what to do later on. Importante lang, I get the nice color into the skin. Konti pa. Yan. Ito sa breast part. Yan. Look at that. Nice color. Look at that, ha? Opposite side. Look at that. Di ba? Ang ganda na ng chicken natin. Mukha na siyang luto kunwari, but it's only the skin. It's only the skin that is actually brown. And we will add the excess marinade. Yan. On the sides, not over the chicken, just on the sides. And we will add 1 cup of chicken stock. Yan. On the side. And we will just cover our pot and let it cook for around 45 minutes to 1 hour depending on the size of your chicken. Alam mo, I love cooking recipes na ganito, which is fun, something to share, pero easy to do na you can let your kids help. Kasi, di ba ang saya if you cook together, you eat together. And it's easier to teach your children to eat vegetables and healthy stuff if they're part of the cooking process. Yan. Yung gagawin ko ay gagawa tayo ng rice pilaf. We love rice. So, para lang tayong nagsasaing of pilaf is a way of cooking. So, hindi aside from saing, alam naman natin magsaing, but to make it more delicious and flavorful, igigisa lang natin yung ating aromatic. I have butter. My butter, and I will add annatto oil. I would also like to thank Cocolife for inviting me to this event. I'm sure you will enjoy these recipes pag dinuto nyo at home. And ako, I love not just eating but cooking because it relaxes me. No? Kasi alam mo, cooking is really a meditative process. No? You have to be one with your ingredients. Kailangan mong sabayan. No? You cannot rush it. You have to take your time. Pace yourself para sumarap yung food. And also, it makes cooking more meaningful. Hindi lang naman nagluluto ka para mapakain yung pamilya mo. It should be an activity that keeps you in touch with living, no, and loving. Yan. And magsosotate tayo. Our oil is hot enough. I have my onions and my garlic. Yan. So we wait for it. Yan, di ba yung kailangan leisurely yung luto mo. No? You cannot rush it. Kailangan mo antayin na bumango yung inyong aromatics. Yan. So, saute very nicely. And I will add chopped cilantro. So, parang cilantro flavored yung rice natin. The anato is just for color. If you don't like to use anato, you don't have anato, you can replace it with, what can you replace it with? Turmeric, no? So, turmeric is a very good antioxidant as well. Very nice color. And ito yung rice ko. Gigisa ko din yung rice. So, yung rice ko, hinugasan ko na twice. Yan. And I will saute that. Yan ang nagpapapilap sa kanya. Add our cilantro, salt. You can add other vegetables as well, ha? Pero ito lang yung recipe natin. Very simple. Red rice. Look at that. Beautiful color to pag maluto. And I will add my chicken stock. Pwede namang water, but it won't be as flavorful, no? So just add that there. And I will cover this up and let it cook. So parang nagsasaing na lang tayo, no? Aside from the gisa. So my rice will begin to cook. While waiting for that, around 12 to 15 minutes, I'm going to go back to my chicken and just check on it. Look at that, no? So my sauce has begun to reduce. And I will turn down the heat until it's fully cooked. So ito siya siguro mga a few more minutes. Yan. Low heat na siya, in yung chicken natin. And I will prepare my vegetables. Para complete meal tayo. So I have red and green bell pepper. I will just julienne it. Ibig sabihin ng julienne, cut into long strips. Yan, so pahaba lang. Just remove the seeds. So when you cook, you're in control of what you eat. So alam mo what you're putting into your recipes, di ba? Kaya it's always healthier to cook. And you know it's fresh, no? Kasi some people, they're so used to just ordering from restaurants, which is not bad occasionally. But it's very important, when you cook your own food, alam mo kung ano yung nilalagay mo. Alam mo saan yung source, alam mo kung organic or hindi organic. And our chicken is about done. Yan, sisilipin natin. Look at that, ha? It still looks like a grilled chicken, pero actually, we just braised it, di ba? Ang importante lang, hindi na natin babasain yung skin para hindi mawala yung magandang color. And itatabi ko siya. Look at that. Tatabi ko siya. I'm going to let it rest. And look at that, it's really cooked. Medyo nag-break na yung aking chicken. Put aside. But it's done. And we have a very nice gravy. Pan juices. Yan, let it rest. Look at that. I will gather my pan sauces natin. Wow, ang sarap niyan. And I will just leave a little, konting tira. And I will saute my vegetables. So it will all saute in our very delicious pan juices. Yan. Beautiful. So a little bit of our juices. Yan. Ang sarap-sarap. And our rice is done as well. Prepare na tayo ng plate for you. I'm sure natatakam kayo. Masarap to i-prepare lalo na palapit na yung Mother's Day. So aside from getting your mother's life insurance from Cocolife, of course, magluto din kayo for her, di ba? Para happy siya. And we just toss our vegetables and it's done. O, di ba? Simple na simple yung ating recipe. And I'm gonna check on my rice. Wow, beautiful rice. Nice color. Half the chicken. Wow, no? Add our peppers. I love my peppers. And we drizzle some pan juices over the chicken. Look at that. Ako takam na takam ako. Ewan ko sa inyo. Ako lalo na dito kasi sobrang bango. Look at that. Ay, wag tayong magtipid sa sauce. Sauce is life, di ba? Perfect yung ating meal. Again, this has been Chef Tatung. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. And I hope you try this recipe at home. Cook with your family para mas masaya at mas masarap sa buhay. Thank you again, Cocolife.
Thank you so much, Chef Tatung Sarthou. Wow, Chef, nagutom talaga
Thank
ako
you.
sa... Nagutom
Diba?
talaga ako ng bongga.
Yeah, and I hope you get to try this recipe at home kasi very accessible din yung ingredients niya. Tsaka sobrang simple din ng ating cooking method. Yan.
Nakakatuwa, Chef. Ang dami kong natutunan. Parang kahit Mother's Day, gusto ko ako pa rin na magluto.
Oo nga eh. Yan.
Thank you so
thank
much,
you very
Chef.
much,
And I believe...
Oh.
Yes, I believe you'll be joining us later on for the panel discussion. So we'll see you again later. All right. Thank you, Chef. All right. Now, I hereby welcome our next speaker. Ready na ba kayo? Well, I'm excited to introduce him. He is the brand ambassador for Cocolife and the esteemed team captain of Gilas, Pilipinas. I'm sure alam niyo na kung sino yung sinasabi ko. And today, he shares with us how to protect our physical health. Let us all welcome Mr. Kiefer Ravena. Hi, Kiefer.
Hi, Sam. Hello. Hi, guys. Good to be here, and I'm very honored to be part of our Safe Space webinar.
Yeah, and welcome, Kiefer. And we are very excited to listen to what you have to share today. So, Kiefer, take it away.
Oh, medyo mahirap yun, DJ San. Nakakagutom talaga yung kay Chef, no? Pero especially what I'm going to talk about today, no? I'm tasked to talk about physical health.
Ayan.
And following after Chef's presentation, parang ang hirap i-explain, but I'll do my best, and hopefully all our participants dito sa webinar can get a thing or two sa mga ginagawa ko personally and mga experiences ko on our physical preparation amidst the pandemic. So again, I'll just introduce myself. Yeah, Kiefer Ravena, now playing for the NLEX Road Warriors in the PBA. Parents as athletes growing up. I grew up in a very competitive household. You know, my father was a professional basketball player himself, and my mom was a volleyball player for the national team. And I started playing basketball when I was 4 years old. So I was doing early exercises na talaga nung bata pa lang ako. So it was love at first sight for me. And it continued until now, and hopefully can continue for a longer time. And then I first played sa LSGH, sa Lasal Green Hills, where I really learned the basics of basketball, and then transferring to Ateneo. Kaya perfect talaga sa akin yung logo ng Cocolife. Kaya siguro destiny na maging part ako ng Cocolife kasi blue and green ang colorway ng Cocolife. But yun nga, as I've said, you know, we're going to talk about physical health. Fitness should always be a part of our lives because it will affect our plans. Being fit allows us to plan longer. Our body should be in prime condition to be able to perform the tasks in front of us or the tasks that are assigned to us. So being fit is always important, and you don't have to be an athlete to be fit. Most of the people always say that, why would I work out? I don't have any games. This is just for nothing. But deep inside, when we're fit, we go to the gym, we do our exercises. We're conditioning our minds as well, not only our bodies, because we motivate ourselves. We force ourselves to get out of bed, start our day strong, start our day well by working out, whether work is in the morning and then you want to work out at night. It doesn't need to, you don't have to be an athlete to be in shape. Marami tayo nakikita, minsan yung mga bosses natin, there are a lot of people who are in the corporate business or businessmen and women who are, when we see them, you think they're athletes, but when you talk to them or get to know them, you know, they're bosses, CEOs, but they know the work workload of being at the top, being a CEO, being a boss. So they condition themselves also physically because of the stress, the pressure that comes with their work. So that's props to all the people who motivates themselves to really work hard even though they're not athletes. And another thing na I've also learned, and until now I keep it into my kumbaga yung mantra ko sa career ko, you'll have to be physically fit to reach your goals. It's tiring. Work is tiring. No, the normal people work 9 to 5, 8 hours, comes with different stress, thinking about family while working, thinking about their kids, diba? So all the external factors come in, and being able to to push through and being able to put yourself into pressure by being able to go to the gym, running 3 to 5 kilometers, lifting weights. Parang pagdating dun sa mga normal workload mo, it gets to be easier in a sense that you can think about that, working out in the gym is harder than this. Working out in the gym is, I can finish this deadline. I can finish this paper and submit it on time. And the stress you develop, the stress you put yourself into while working out is just nothing compared when you go to your real work talaga, kasi condition ka na. And siguro again, ako gusto ko talaga, when I think about my career, basketball isn't forever. As although we want to play for as long as we can, but sinabi niya doon na everybody ages, but you want to age gracefully. Dito sa basketball, or we put our bodies, our minds into so much stress because of contact, practices, extra work. We practice 4 or 5 hours a day, so but nothing compared to what other people do in a day. But then again, this is our work, this is our craft, and we want to be the best at it. So we put in the time, we put in the effort. So yung stress talaga nandun siya. Hindi natin maiiwasan yon, but being in shape allows us to prepare our bodies and our minds for the future. When basketball is all said and done, how are we able to enjoy the things that we worked for during our time of play? So pag nakapag-ipon ka, syempre, you have to be smart. You have to be careful of the things you spend on, be smart with investments. And with that comes your physical health. Na if you're still healthy by 50, 60 years old, definitely you can enjoy a lot of things when you retire. Once you retire with your grandkids, with your kids, spend time and make memories. Just because you know that when you were at your peak, you took care of yourself. You took care of your body. So that's one thing. And of course, I'll relate it to being a person who's dedicated for fitness. You're able to develop habits needed to accomplish a lot of things in life. Good habits that will help you achieve your goal. Kasi when we work out, I think there are three things that will benefit you from working out and being fit. One, siguro, working out will give you an abundance of energy. When you walk around, go to the gym, run, lift weights, swim, play basketball, play football, whatever, play volleyball. You build energy, and that carries on through your daily work. When you work, you run around, do this, do that. Paperwork, logos, again, sinabi niya kanina dun sa video, on the go, your body responds. You're able to make quick and right decisions. Just because you're full of energy, you're not slacking off. That's the first benefit. The second benefit of being fit, I'd say, it's your body that when you work out, when you feel good, it releases endorphins, which is the chemical that will make our mood better, make our minds clearer, makes us think better, makes us make the right decision. So it relates. Working out gives us the releases endorphins in our bodies that will make us make the right decision, do better every day. And the last siguro is stress relief. When you feel good, definitely you're not stressed. Now you take care of your body. You can sleep well at night. And you can work better knowing that you were able to accomplish a lot of things the previous night, yet you got to rest the right amount of time or right amount of sleep that you need to be able to perform and actually even get better the following day. So those are the three things that you develop if you're dedicated into a life of fitness. The first one again is it gives you abundance of energy, releases feel good chemicals in our body, endorphins, and lastly is stress relief. So if we combine those three things that we develop through fitness, definitely we can be more efficient in our work. Diba? So with that, when you work hard one day at a time, you get better one day at a time, and you'll have a bigger chance of succeeding in the long term. Diba? So if you work hard ngayon pa lang and develop that habit, I also read one thing, and I remember this when my grade 7 teacher taught me this, that if you do something for 21 straight days, it becomes a habit. So it takes us 21 days to develop a habit. So if for 21 straight days we go to the gym, wake ourselves up, we motivate ourselves to work out, after 21 days, hahanap-hanapin na siya ng katawan mo. And when you fit time with work, you're able to balance everything. That's very hard to do, but in the long run, you'll be able to benefit from it, because you'll reap everything that you're going to work hard for. And again, if you put in the hard work, parang everything would be easy. Put in the stress, the pressure in the gym, a coach yelling at you to do this. You have to have 5 or 6 more reps to do, 2 or 3 more sets. You have to run 2 or 3 more kilometers. And then once you go to work, if you're put into the same amount of stress, same amount of pressure, your body's trained to handle it. You get used to it. Just like in basketball, talagang pinaghandaan mo. That's why we practice, because to be able to handle and work hard para pagdating sa game, ready na. To relate it with working in a corporate world, you have meetings, you have board meetings para makapag-prepare kayo for a presentation for a big client, internationally or locally. So it's with that, and being physically fit helps you think better and perform better. So that's it for the video that we watched. So I'll answer just a few questions that allowed me personally to be able to go through what we faced this past couple of years. Of course, you're facing the COVID pandemic, and it's really hard to keep ourselves fit. We have all the time in the world to stay at home, lay down, watch Netflix, watch Korean novelas, K-dramas, or whatever that entertains us. But it's also hard for us professional basketball players to have a new routine, knowing that every day we're used to going to work and punish our bodies, put stress in our bodies with basketball practice, pero bigla siyang nawala. So, access to the gyms, equipments, one of the most acceptable reasons why we can't work out, and that's not our fault. And of course, the motivation to push through, knowing that there are no games, diba? Ngayon, wala pang PBA. It's really hard to wake up every day, push yourself to work hard, to work out, and be in prime shape so that anything can happen kasi with ngayon we live in a world of uncertainty. Mamaya pwede na kami maglaro and then you slacked off too much, then you'll regret it. You know, you don't want to have injuries just by, you know, pinapabayaan mo kasi yung sarili mo. We learned that the hard way during the last season, di ba? Kasi parang nagka-bubble sa PBA, we all thought that kaya namin magpa-kondisyon in a month or 3 or 4 2 to 3 weeks, but never siya nangyari. We never made it to the playoffs and we were all disappointed. And siguro with that, we all learned to be physically sharp, and it will definitely help you become mentally sharp as well. So if you push yourself, if you work out, simple workouts at home, you can watch it online. There are, you know, 5 to 10 minute workouts that you can fit in your day, kahit sa kwarto mo, sa dining area, or if you just have space. I think that's a good way to start developing a habit of dedicating ourselves into a life of fitness. Because, you know, being mentally sharp is just, you know, being physically sharp is just as important as being mentally sharp. So, and ngayon, working out nowadays, I think it brings out the creativity, like what Chef said with cooking. You have to trust your work, yung tansyahan mo. You have to be honest with yourself. But also here, being physical, you have to be innovative, you have to be creative. Wala tayong dumbbells, meron siguro tayong tubig, malaking galon ng tubig na pwede natin gawin for working out. Wala tayong bands, we can do something that, you know, parang goma lang na pwede natin gawing resistance bands that will help us have a better workout. Pero ang dami ding workouts na pwede nating mapanood na hindi mo kailangan ng equipment. All you gotta do is stand up, you know, force yourself to be productive. Ang dami na nating mapapanood, 'di ba? High knees, core, planks, different exercises that would make us sweat. Of course, running and having your own cardio, but understandable that you want to stay home. You don't want to go out and run sa mga village. Very understandable. And siguro, yun lang. I think it's just the motivation. Nowadays, ngayon sa pandemic, all we have to have is space and motivation to be better and to be able to self-improve every single day. Kasi if we put in the work ngayon na pandemic, everything would be for us, because everything that we did during the pandemic will definitely prepare us to what we want to achieve in the future, and what we have right now in the present. So bilang Atenista na tinuro din sa amin to, in Latin, you know, mensana in corpore sano, it means a sound mind in a sound body. You know, it's 50-50. Our mind functions better if our bodies are also in prime condition. So hopefully with that, I'll end it with that, na yung mga different ways of having the mental preparation, being the mental motivation to work out, simulan natin kagad yan. Every day should always be day one. Let's start tomorrow. You have to start tomorrow. Start. No, we don't have any regret. We don't want to have any regrets in the future. That's why nandito tayo ngayon. Cocolife was able to make this webinar for each and every one of us. You know, our safe space that allows us to talk about things that will help us during the time of pandemic, and being able to be physically fit definitely will help us push through and go through pandemic. But we all want this to be over, so let's all do our own little thing to help out. And again, if we take care of our bodies, you know, lalakas yung resistensya natin, hindi tayo basta-basta magkakasakit, and it'll definitely lessen the spread of the virus. And most importantly, investing in ourselves, investing in our bodies to go through this pandemic healthy. So hopefully guys, may matutunan kayo. And again, thank you DJ Sam for allowing me to share my experience and to share my thoughts of being able to have dedication in a life of fitness and protecting our physical health.
Thank you. Thank you, Kiefer, for motivating everyone to take care of their physical health. Hindi lang kain ng kain or binge watching. Kailangan nag-workout din. Diba,
Tama.
Kiefer?
Tama.
Thank you
Tama
so
yan.
much, Kiefer, for reminding everyone that indeed health is wealth. Ayan. Paano mo ba ma-enjoy yung pinag-iipunan mo or yung pine-prepare mo for the future if your health is at risk, diba? So do start some exercise at home and make sure that, you stay creative while doing it, diba? Katulad ng sinabi ni Chef at ni Kiefer. Thank you, Kiefer. And please join us later for the panel discussion. All right. Now, let us hear from our esteemed speakers from Cocolife naman. First, let us welcome Dr. Anna Karmela, or Dr. Mitch, as they call her, an expert on the medical field. She is the medical director and assistant vice president of the Medical Services Department of Cocolife Healthcare, and she will answer key questions about health, how we can take care of our well-being. Well, I invite all of you who are watching to send in questions. Baka may mga questions kayo para kay Doc, whether it's medical advice or tips to protect our health. Please do not hesitate to ask because I'm sure Doc Mitch can help us. All right. Hi, Doc Mitch. Welcome.
Good afternoon, DJ Sam.
Good afternoon, Doc Mitch.
Ang galing ng mga first two speakers natin and I learned a lot, especially about cooking. Hindi ako nagko-cook pero nainganyo ako. Sana matry ko rin. And about fitness. So, sa fitness, talagang gusto ko talaga yung fitness and yan talaga yung pinupush natin with the healthcare of Cocolife.
That's right. Nako, Doc Mitch, I'm sure marami kang share sa ating mga viewers this afternoon. And I believe everybody would like to hear from an expert, a doctor like you. Kung ano ba yung masasabi mo tungkol sa mga nangyayari sa atin and how our lives are affected. All right. So I have a couple of questions for you here, Doc. Let's start with, how do pandemics in general affect our health and well-being?
If you will look in the internet, makita mo there are so many things they are saying about this pandemic, how it affects us negatively. According to WHO, it affects our mental health by bereavement, isolation, loss of income, fear during this pandemic. I think that's so negative. I would like to look into the positive side of this kasi ang dami rin naman nangyari during this pandemic. Like for instance, for myself, I work sa bahay talaga ako ngayon. It gave me more time. Instead of commuting for 2 to 3 hours, I have more time to do what I would like to do instead of commuting. And then some people naman, they may not be working at home all the time, pero meron silang ibang schedule, like 3 to 4 times a week sila nag-work sa bahay. And then the other days, nasa office sila. So still, you have more time for your family. Tapos meron mas nakaka-rest ka. So gusto kong makita dun sa positive side, less commuting. So it means more rest. Kasi kapag nag-commute ka or even if you drive, yung utak mo umaandar yan while you are traveling, while you are driving. Tapos pag uwi mo, pagod na.
True.
But this time, you have more time to cook for your family or for yourself. Previously, sabi nga ni Chef, hindi mo alam kung ano kinakain mo kasi you don't prepare the food. You're just buying from the Jolly Chip or just in restaurants, diba? For most employees, bibili tayo sa canteen or Jolly Chip because it's more affordable for us. But right now, you can cook and you prepare what you want. Tapos meron nga, ang dami, panunurin mo si Chef sa Simple. Makikita mo kung ano yung pwede mong i-prepare na gusto mo and easily available yung ingredients. So doon ko nakikita yung positive side nito. Mas marami tayong time to do what we want to do, to be healthy. Dati, instead na magko-commute tayo, pwede tayong mag-workout dito sa bahay natin. So gusto kong makita dun sa positive side. Tapos dati sinasabi natin, wala tayong time to do, to be fit, to do hobbies. Ngayon, we have more time. So dun ko nakikita na, in general, merong negative itong pandemic, but it has been a long time already. It has been more than 1 year. I would like to think naka-cope na tayo ngayon. Siguro nung una, hirap na hirap tayo. Ano bang gagawin natin? Tapos puro internet lang. Pero right now, ang dami na nating na-discover na nag-impact sa lifestyle natin. Meron dyan mga naging plantita, naging baker, naging chef. Dati wala naman silang ginagawang ganyan. Pero na-discover nila new talent and new skills. So,
That
in
is right.
general, tingin ko, ang pandemic, it has negative effects, but we have the coping mechanism to turn it into positive.
Tama. Agree ako sa sinabi mo, Doc. Nakaka-inspire. All right. So, Doc, how can we monitor our own health and well-being at home naman? Especially yung mga tao na meron silang health condition.
Okay, for health conditions, alam naman natin, usually naman nasa atin meron diabetes, hypertension, arthritis. Yung mga ito, pwede mo ma-monitor kahit sa bahay, kahit hindi ka lumalabas. Merong glucometer, merong BP app. You can order this online sa Shopee, sa Lazada, online seller sa marketplace. You can call medical supplies and they will deliver it to you, or you can ask a courier to get it for you. Sa Mercury, Watsons, and other pharmacies, it is easily available. So alam din natin kung ano yung mga normal levels which we will not tackle anymore. In case na nakikita nating elevated ito, wala sa normal level, we can consult our doctors. In Cocolife, we have teleconsultation for our members din. So, tapos yung well-being natin, siya nakikita mo rin, are you happy, are you sad, nakakagalaw ka ba, sa may mga arthritis, nag-decrease ba yung movement mo. So, these things, you can watch out for, yung tumataba ka ba, pumapayat ka ba, hindi ka nakakakain. Kapag may mga ganitong signs, you have to ask for help with your doctor.
So, Doc, when it comes to consultation naman, like you mentioned, what would you suggest for people who are seeking professional help but are financially incapable of treatment naman?
When it comes, if COVID-wise ang tatanungin natin, we have different hotlines, even government agencies who, like Vice President Lenny, meron siyang COVID hotline. For mental health, you have different mental health hotlines. Hindi lang nakapag-prepare ng slides, but we have a lot of numbers. We can send it. You can ask us questions about this. So meron mga free mental health numbers na pwede tayo makapag-consult for free. And then for doctors, we have, for Cocolife, we have teleconsultation. For the others naman, and then kasama rin for Cocolife Healthcare, syempre, yung treatment dyan, yung mga test natin, FBS, cholesterol profile, kasama dyan as long as you consult our accredited doctors. But for those na hindi naman members, meron din mga options ng teleconsultation. And then we also have our rural health pa rin naman sa government.
Yes.
If they don't have the means, this will always be free sa government natin. Of course, pag lumabas lang tayo, kailangan natin mag-mask, mag-shield, and to protect ourselves, magdala ng alcohol. But services from the government will remain free. Open po ito parati.
All right. Now, Doc, how much can stress, anxiety, depression affect one's lifestyle? I believe this has been a big issue since the lockdown.
Okay, sa stress kasi, it produces hormones, norepinephrine, cortisol, mga stress hormone natin. Normal talaga sa atin yan when you do our sting. Adrenaline din kasama, noradrenaline kasama yan. Pag nag-work tayo, si Kiefer, nagbabasketball, nilalabas natin yan normally. Kaya lang with stress, continuous yan na elevated. Sa work natin, nakakatulong din yan. Kung nag-aaral tayo, if you can remember, minsan cramming, bigla-bigla matatapos mo yung assignment mo in 1 hour when it's supposed to be done in 1 week, pero natapos mo in 1 hour because you release these hormones. Pero pag elevated, lagi kang stress, hindi pwedeng pataas ng pataas yan kasi yung cortisol natin, nagkakaroon yan ng inflammation. Inflammation, pamamaga sa katawan natin, negative reaction na sa katawan natin. That's why it's bad for our health. Tataas ang presyon natin, magkakasakit tayo sa puso, lahat negative. Kaya dapat makokontrol natin yung stress natin. Kung mag-stress ka man, dapat short time lang, kung kailan mo lang siya kailangan, hindi pwedeng continuous, hindi pwedeng chronic.
Ayan. Katulad na nabanggit nga ni Doc, nakapag-cope up na tayo with 1 year of this pandemic. So hopefully dapat all of us was able to somehow manage stress already. Diba, Doc?
Yes.
All right. So, Doc, another question for you. Are there any food or meals that, you can recommend yung makakapag-improve how we manage our stress and anxiety? Meron bang food na
Okay.
pampakalma?
Marami talagang food na pampakalma. If you will read the internet, ang dami-dami. Lagi ako nagle-lecture previously ng mga food na good for our health. Ano yung mga yan? Yung maganda dyan, antioxidant, at saka mataas sa omega-3 fatty acids. But if you will look at the list, pag magle-lecture ko, dami-dami dyan, dami ko nakalist. Kaya lang most of the time, this food, hindi siya pang Pilipino. O kaya kung meron man sa Pilipinas, medyo mahal. Hindi siya practical. For me, ha? Especially during this time, meron tayong mga financial insecurities. Parang bibili ba ako? Ano ba yung matataas dyan? Sa omega fatty acid, omega-3, salmon, tuna, yung mga fish oil. Quite expensive. Ilang tilapia at ilang bangus na yung mabibili ko with 1 kilo of salmon, hindi ba?
True.
What else? Fruits and vegetables. Ano yung matataas dyan? Cauliflower, broccoli, strawberries, all kinds of berries, blueberries, berries. Ang mahal-mahal ng berries. These are important. These are not locally grown. Imagine mo ilang papaya, ilang mangga na susungkitin mo lang na pwedeng libre sa atin kaysa gumastos tayo dito. Pero yan kasi yung mga mataas sa omega-3, ang meron kasing sinasabi na nakaka-emotionally good for us, nakaka-stabilize ng mood natin, aside sa anti-inflammatory sila. But for me, let's be practical. Hindi tayo lahat pwedeng bumili nito. Ang dami mo nang mabibili sa grocery with the amount that you will use for this high in omega-3. Actually, marami naman tayong iba't ibang healthy food. Hindi naman kailangan na omega-3 o kaya yung mga antioxidant ang lahat ng bilhin natin, because all fruits and vegetables have antioxidants and have vitamins and nutrients in different amount din naman. Kaya para sa akin, let's just be practical.
Correct.
Tapos,
Yan ang pinakamagandang advice mo,
simple tips.
Doc.
Coffee. Ang mahilig tayo sa coffee, 3-in-1. Supposed to be ang coffee, antioxidant yan, at saka tea, maganda sa katawan natin. Kaya lang,
Yes.
we change it eh. Instead na tea and coffee na pure, which is just 5 calories, ang dinadagdag natin 3-in-1. Ang 3-in-1, it's not healthy for us. Puro sugar, puro preservative. Kasi dapat ang coffee natin, mga ganito. Yung mga totoong coffee, hindi 3-in-1. Tapos, we have tea. Ang tea natin yung totoong tea. Hindi yung milk tea. Ang tamis-tamis ng milk tea. Diba? So, let's be wise and practical when we are choosing our food. Kasi madali lang naman. It makes feel, hindi tayo tataba, hindi tayo magkakasakit, hindi tayo magkaka-diabetes, hindi tayo magkaka-hypertension. If we keep to the basic food lang, hindi yung mga marami ng additives.
Ayan, pinakamagandang advice ni Doc. Lalo na ngayon, be practical. So, yung mga maraming additives, medyo, if you cannot avoid it totally, lessen.
Yes.
Ayan. Doc, here's another question. How beneficial is it for a person dealing with anxiety or depression to live an active and healthy lifestyle?
Okay, ito hindi ko na kailangan masyadong sagutin because Kiefer answered this earlier. Pareho rin ang sagot ko dyan. Because we release endorphin, the good hormones, when we exercise. We feel good. Meron kang instant upper kapag nag-exercise ka. And then, mas masarap din ng tulog mo. Mas may energy ka mag-work kapag nag-exercise ka. And of course, you will feel light, you will be flexible, you will be strong until your old age if you have a regular exercise regimen.
That's right. Ayan. Ako ang exercise sa bahay, Doc, magbuhat ng 8-month-old.
Ay, mahirap yan. Kasama pa ang dyan, hindi ko rin alam ang sleeping pattern. Mahirap-hirap yan. At lumalaki.
Ngayon ang
So, mas
exercise
malaking
ko ngayon.
exercise.
All right. So, Doc, what are some tips or activities that we can do to make our home a safe space for our family? Kasi 'di ba, sobrang conscious na mga families ngayon because of the COVID, and parang masyado tayong conscious when it comes to the bubble that we create when we meet with other households or friends and relatives in this pandemic. So, what are some tips or activities that we can do to make our home a safe space for our family, especially during times of emergencies?
Okay, first of all, dapat hindi tayo dumating sa emergency side. Doon tayo sa prevention. You've mentioned about the bubble, our family, our workplace. The weakest link will always be the person na lumalabas. Okay? Kung ito yung, sometimes we blame our yayas, our drivers na hindi kasi nagmamask, hindi kasi ganyan-ganyan. Lumalabas siya, ganyan. I think we have to educate them. We have to give them the right equipment, right PPE. Baka ikaw naka-mask ka, naka-N95 ka or KN95, ang ganda-ganda ng mask mo. But our helpers, our drivers, hindi mo binibigyan ng ganitong mask. Binibigyan mo lang cloth mask or provider own. So, kung ano yung ginagamit mo for yourself, you should provide it to your whole household. Hindi lang pang sayo, hindi lang pang sa anak mo, hindi lang para sa asawa mo or sa parents mo. For the whole household. Because whoever is going out will be the weakest link for your family. So, hindi mo sila pwedeng sisihin na hindi kasi sila maingat sa pamilya nila at dinala sa pamilya mo. Kaya dapat proteksyonan ang bawat taong pumapasok sa bahay mo. And of course, with anything, dapat protektahan natin ang pamilya mo. Hindi ka magpapapasok ng kung sino-sino. Kaibigan mo, kapitbahay mo, kapatid mo, even your parents at this time, hindi mo pwedeng masyadong papasukin. If you have an open garage, if you have a patio, terrace, porch, kung pwede hanggang dun lang sila. It's for your safety and for others. And then, of course, we have to avoid social gatherings muna, like wedding, funeral, birthday parties, baptism, ano pa bang pwede. Sa office, at the minimum talaga, dapat ang interaction muna natin. So, mahirap ito sa mga taong extrovert, sa mahilig makipag-usap, na gusto physical na face-to-face. But at this time, palagpasin lang natin, nagpapabakuna ng mga tao, we'll get over this soon. Kailangan lang talaga natin protection ng sarili natin.
All right. Masingat ko lang, Doc, di ba? Kasi you just mentioned na we have to remind and educate our family members, even the people that we employ for our household, like yung mga yaya or if you have drivers, di ba? Kasi minsan, alam mo yung parang na-offend kahit kamag-anak na, oh, but wala kang mask, hindi ka man lang nag-alcohol. You know, every time you remind them, parang I believe some people get offended. Doc, bakit ba kailangan hindi sila ma-offend?
Hindi sila kailangan ma-offend kasi sila ang mahirap na. Unang-una, for their protection. Then, hindi rin nila alam, baka ako mismo ang may sakit at sila ang mahahawa.
Correct.
It works both way. I'm protecting you and I am protecting myself too from you. But I want you to be protected from me. Hindi ko kasi alam, baka ako naman ang carrier or ako naman ang asymptomatic ngayon, but 2 days from now, tatawag ako sa'yo, uy Mars, meron pala akong lagnat kanina. Kaya lang nagkita tayo 2 days ago, di ba? Wala pa naman ako lagnat na nagkita tayo. Pero sorry ha, kumain tayo, hindi ko nasabi sa'yo. Ayun nga, nilagnat ako kahapon. So, I'm also protecting you. Hindi lang ako ang nagmamasalin sa sarili ko, but I'm also protecting you and your family. Kaya huwag ka po sanang ma-offend.
Yon, ayan, pak na pak yung sinabi ni Doc, ha? Okay, Doc, this is my last question for you right now. So, apart from nutritional benefits of food to our physical health, how can food affect our mood, disposition, and mental well-being?
Okay, kapag kumakain ka ng healthy food, mapapansin mo, parang may glow ka. Unlike kapag kumakain ka ng unhealthy food. Pag kumakain ka ng healthy food, you will maintain a good weight. Hindi ka magiging overweight. Hindi ka magkakaroon ng sakit. Dahil hindi ka sakitin, you will feel good. Yun lang sa akin doon. Pagka
so, kailangan talaga healthy food.
Healthy food.
Oo, for you to have that glow.
Meron lang ako share sa inyo. So, I have pictures sana kanina doon sa mga previous questions na food. Hindi ako nagluluto kasi. And when my husband is not at home, I try to be healthy din naman sa dinner, pero I try to eat food na hindi niya kakainin. So, lang, yogurt, milk, fermented food. Mga fermented food, very healthy yan. It will give you probiotic para magkaroon ng good bacteria yung guts natin, parang lactobacillus. Minsan nga, ang sabi, ang Yakult, di ba, nagkaroon ng time na out of stock. Meron dyan mas healthy pa. Yung mga kombucha, kefir, pwede nyo siyang gawin for free. Magkano ba ang Yakult? Bibilin mo siya regularly. Pero ako ngayon, sabi ko nga, make the most out of this pandemic, di ba? My own kombucha. Kita ba?
Wow.
Kombucha. Okay?
I've been hearing a lot from kombucha, Doc. Mukhang maganda
Okay.
rin yan.
Ang kombucha, it's like kefir milk and kefir water. You ferment it, parang you buy as Kobe or pwedeng premium, mga nagbibigay din yan. Tapos, you will just use tea. 2 teaspoons of tea powder, tea leaves. So, tea, yung totoong tea. Tapos yan, you ferment it for 7 to 10 days with water and a bit of sugar. After nun, meron ka ng drink na 1 galon.
Wow.
In the market, you can buy these mga flavored, usually 150 to 250 per glass. So, ang mahal. Pero if you make your own, sa isang ganito, ilang galon na ang pwede mong gawin. Diba? Pwede mo pa siyang pamigay. Right. So, it's very healthy. Hindi mo na kailangan bumili ng mga probiotic drinks.
Ayan, napakagandang tip from Doc Mitch. Wow. And, the tip that you just gave is actually a practical one, diba? Like you said, hindi na kailangan mag-spend o gumastos for it if you can make it at home already. All right. Doc Mitch, are you still with us?
Yes.
Ayan. So,
yes,
Doc,
DJ Sam.
You will be joining us later on for the panel discussion. All right. So, we'll see you again later, okay? Thank you so much. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, eto na, meron pa tayong isang next speaker. Well, last but not the least, I am joined by Mr. Janus Dellava, Vice President of the Distribution Channels Training Department of Cocolife. Now, he will answer our questions on how we can manage our work and personal life and how financial security affects our well-being. Now, to our viewers, please feel free to key in your questions in the comment section. So we'd like to welcome Sir Janus Dellava. Hi, Sir Janus.
Hello, DJ Sam. Good afternoon. How are you?
Ang ganda ng boses. Sir Janus, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy
and
well informed right now about a lot of concepts about safe space. So thank you for bringing that out from our guest this afternoon.
Yes. So, sir, we have a couple of questions for you this afternoon. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So, let me ask the first question. Since quarantine has blurred the boundary between our personal life and our 9-to-5 job, how did you manage to achieve that work and life balance?
Okay. Thanks for that question, because I'm sure that most of our audience right now are very curious about how to set demarcation line between, work and household chores when they're at home. Well, I'm gonna give you just some of the things that I do, some tips. First, the moment you wake up in the morning, you have to set your mind that you are going to work today. So you have to tell yourself, I'm going to work today. Kasi sometimes when you're at home, you get so comfortable na you think you're on vacation. Diba? Kasi nakikita mo yung family mo, nakikita mo yung the usual stuff that you see at home. But you have to remind yourself that you're going to work today, even when you're working from home. And then it's a matter of mind setting. And to maintain a work-life balance in a work-from-home setup, you have to also set the literal demarcation line. When I say a literal demarcation line, gumawa ka talaga ng physical linya, gumuhit ka sa bahay mo ng isang line that will literally separate your workspace from your home space.
Yes.
Kasi pag may mix up mo yun, hindi mo na malalaman kung ano nga ba yung work stuff ko dito sa new household chores, naghahalo-halo na. And this will clearly differentiate your work setup from your home setup, because mixing your home stuff and work stuff in one corner in the house can really stress you out and distract you from your deliverables. Minsan makakalimutan mo yung trabaho mo. So that's correct na DJ Sam. In my case kasi, I also create I put a different color of my workspace. Kagaya yung nakikita nyo. If it's related to work, that corner of my house will be blue and green. If it's the lights, I mean, if it's related to my home stuff, it's just the usual warm lights para, meron ka talagang makikitang difference ng work from home and ng work and ng home setup mo. And you also need to create an imaginary switch sa katawan mo, right?
Mm-mm.
It's up for you where to put that. Ako dito ko nilalagay. Pag lumampas ako sa linya na create ko doon, for example, lunch break, I'll click that switch, I'll press that switch para malaman ko sa sarili ko, para may mindset ako na okay, naka-break muna ako ngayon, tama na yung work. And then pagbabalik na ako at 1 p.m. sa work area ko inside the house, I also turn that switch on para psychologically I'm at work, di ba? At least it
Yes.
maintains that line. I also appreciate what Kiefer and Doc Karmela said, even yung kay Chef kanina, no, uh, about enjoying your break times and engaging in physical activities.
Mm-hmm.
So do some exercise and stretching in your break times. Make sure even if you're at home, you strictly follow your break times and make sure you track your physical movement within the house. Kasi minsan nakakalimutan mo, you're in front of your computer, hindi mo na malalaman na hindi ka na pala gumagalaw for 8 hours na, no? Before you know it, if every day yun yung ginagawa mo, you'll be surprised you're actually living a sedentary lifestyle already.
That's right.
Di ba? So ang iba, they ensure that they have yung mga Fitbit, di ba? Yung mga smartwatch that tracks their movement even when they're at home para malaman nila it's time to stand, and other, I don't want to name the brands lang, pero other watches will tell you to actually stand at this point in time. So after 3 hours of detecting that you're not standing, the watch will tell you it's time to stand and it's time to breathe. So
Yes.
if you don't have those gadgets naman, you can just easily come up with a written sked na nakikita mo na at this hour, it's time to stand, it's time to breathe. And do some breathing exercises para, tumatakbo pa rin yung, nagsisirculate yung blood mo well. At, it adds to your, sabi nga ni Doc at ni Kiefer kanina, it helps you release more endorphins para mas happy ka pa rin even if you don't see your colleagues at work. And the usual exercise that I do personally before I take a bath, yun pala, syempre, before going to work, I advise everyone na maligo talaga kayo before engaging in your work from home task. Kasi hindi ba pag nasa bahay, ay hindi na ako maliligo, I'll just start working kasi hindi naman ako makikita sa camera. But I advise our audience right now na the moment you get to your work setup, you take a shower, yung iba nga nag-aayos pa, di ba? Para ma-feel talaga nila na
Mm-mm.
they're working, right? And
True.
that worked for me kasi kailangan yung mindset mo, di ba? Parang naging force of habit na yung paliligo mo before going to work. So dapat gawin mo yun ulit para even if you're at home, malalaman mo na, okay, I'm working today. I'm excited for today. And lastly, to maintain a work-life balance, you have to reskill and upskill especially for those who are stuck at home at hindi pa nakakalabas, in your break times or in your weekends, make sure that you reskill or upskill. Ibig sabihin, you try to explore other skills to learn, kagaya ng, pagluluto. You can actually explore kung may school si Chef Tatung, you can enroll there kung meron sana, or at least if he has classes. And it's time also to practice your passion para hindi mo makalimutan kung ano man yun.
That's
If
right.
you're a singer, di ba? Si DJ Sam, magaling na singer ito, di ba? So, dapat mga bagay na hindi mo usually ginagawa at work, you have to start doing it. If you want to
That's right.
dance, if you want to explore Zumba, do other physical activities, try to seriously learn the skills of those this time para hindi ka ma-depress masyado, and it helps also in bringing out those endorphins. Okay, so
Yes.
yun DJ Sam yung mga advice ko sa mga audience natin this afternoon in order for
Ayan. Thank you, Sir Janus, for reminding our audience na, they should learn to separate their yung work life sa kanilang home life, especially now that it's all in one place.
that.
Okay. So, speaking of safe space, Sir Janus, as a trainer, how do you create a safe space for your team or, your employees despite not seeing them in person?
All right. Well, first, I'd like to do a shout out to my team. sobrang miss na miss ko na lalo yung mga naka-work from home. I haven't seen them for more than a year. Ang iba sa kanila. Uh, well, but to answer your question, DJ Sam, the concept of safe space for me is not limited to the actual physical location. For me,
Mhm.
to create a safe space is to create a culture free from biases, from judgment and other threatening actions and remarks that can affect the mental well-being of these employees. So wherever we are, whether reporting to office or working from home, it's really a matter of creating a culture of open communication, right? And always ensure that you recognize those who deserve to be recognized and effectively coach them uh, to those who need improvement with the force of constructive approach. Well, my team in training is actually I'm handling training and multimedia productions department right now, and my team is very diverse. So iba-ibang backgrounds, iba-ibang preferences, iba-ibang hilig, and it is very essential that we create an inclusive and accepting environment for everyone, whether online or physical, without discrimination, regardless of their ethnicity, religion, background, and gender. So dapat you have to show them some love. And that's my last advice. Most importantly, you have to show them love. I know we have different love
Yes.
languages, but in whatever form that may be, uh, you have to show them all the love in the world for them to feel safer and valued. So to all the members of Team Siglab, the training team, I love you all. I hope you're all listening right now, and I hope that you maintain an excited and more passionate mindset, because there are a lot of exciting things happening right now uh, in the world despite the challenges.
Ayan. Napakabait na boss ni Sir Janus. Ang swerte ng inyong mga team.
Thank you.
All right. Napakagandang advice din yan, especially to all the business owners or yung mga company leaders who are watching this webinar, diba? To keep them be reminded that creating a safe space for your employees is actually needed, especially during this time of pandemic. Okay. So, Sir Janice, I have one more question for you. So, in what way does financial security help in achieving a safe space naman for one's family? I believe this is a big issue these days because of the pandemic. Ang daming naging health concerns ng mga tao. So, paano ba natin magagawa tong safe space when it comes to financial security?
Okay, so thanks for that, DJ Sam. In the context of our discussion today, one way of securing a worry-free life is to make sure that you are financially prepared, di ba? And especially in
Yes.
times of uncertainty. Nothing can replace, for me, nothing can replace that peace of mind that you can attain by securing yourself financially, especially if you're a breadwinner. I've been in the insurance industry for the last 12 years now, and the most important lesson of the decade that I've learned is the fact that the peace of mind that life insurance can give you is ultimately priceless. Alam mo yung mindset mo na, syempre, knock on wood lang, pero if I'm taken out of the picture, especially now, may pandemic, and then a lot of uncertain things are happening around us, meron kang peace of mind that your family can survive. For example,
Yes.
you have insured them for at least 3 million pesos. Example lang kunwari, you're very, very, you have that peaceful uh, mindset na if something happens to me, at least my family can survive. They can probably make use of this to continue their studies and all that. And it's priceless, the peace of mind. So in Cocolife, for example, we have an array of products that can address various needs, such as family protection, investments, if you want to prepare for your retirement also, to enjoy your golden retirement years, kung gusto mo pa-travel ka na lang, di ba?
Yes.
And of course, to prepare for your child's education. We have we have a lot of products that can address all those, and all those products can ultimately provide that peace of mind that we were talking about. And as an insurance company, this is our version of creating a safe space for every Filipino.
Yan. Well said, Sir Janos. Napakagandang pakinggan yung salitang peace of mind, di ba, Sir Janos?
That's correct.
Again, and thank you so very much for reminding our viewers about that safe space that we can create for our family by making sure that they're prepared at meron silang insurance and investment at the same time, especially during these times. Thank you, Sir Janus, for joining us and for sharing us how we can achieve a work-life balance and, of course, the importance of financial security in this time of pandemic. Okay, I believe our viewers would like to see our other speakers as well. So let's now make our conversation more in-depth. Well, now let's invite Chef Tatung, Sir Kiefer, Ravena, and Dr. Mitch to join our roundtable discussion together with Sir Janus because we prepared some questions for you all. All right. So, hello. Are we all together now?
Hello.
Ayan.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome, Chef Tatung, Doc
Hello.
Mitch, Sir
Hi,
Janus.
hello.
Is
Hi.
Kiefer
Hello.
here
Hello. You
already?
hear me?
Yes po.
Ayan,
I'm
Kiefer.
here.
Okay. All right. So this is a roundtable discussion. Now, there will be questions asked for all of you. Okay, so let me start with this question right here. What is your own concept of safe space and how can you be a safe space for others? Let's start with Sir Janus.
Well, as I mentioned a while ago, my concept of safe space is really creating an environment that's free from discrimination, bias, and all other threatening actions. And for you to become a safe space for others, since safe space for me is a culture, not an actual physical or geographical location, uh, you can be a safe space by just opening yourself up to them.
Ayan. Thank you, Sir Janus. How about for you, Doc Mitch?
Safe space for me is COVID related right now. It's being away from you to protect myself and to protect you. Yun ang safe space ko right now.
Yun. How about Chef Tatung? How can you be a safe space for others? What's your concept of safe space?
For me kasi very important we realized when we were locked down kasi is to have a space where we can be vulnerable, we can be weak, no? We can be scared, but we can also be hopeful. Kasi when the pandemic happened kasi all of us were parang taken aback and we were so scared because wala tayong ginagawa, wala tayong nagagawang work. Pero I realized that we have to be in a safe space also to work on our own interior lives. Hindi lang kasi yung external work yung kailangan natin gawin, kundi ayusin din natin yung kailangan nating ayusin inside of us because I think aside from our work outside kasi, if we find our own personal strength and we find our own personal value, alam natin kung kahit anong challenges we are facing ahead, kaya natin siyang gawin. So, once we have that confidence, we have that faith in ourselves, kahit anong challenges natin, hindi tayo matatakot. Kaya, a safe space is not only the physical space, but it's having that space inside of you to be able to reflect and find yourself and rebuild yourself after this pandemic.
Wow. Thank you so much, Chef Tatung, for that inspiring answer. How about you, Kiefer? Ano ba yung concept mo ng safe space and how can you be a safe space for others?
Well, for me, as I've said earlier, safe space is really investing in yourself first, being healthy, being able to be yourself. And I think that's the first step into helping what we're facing right now. It's really taking care of our bodies, our minds, and eventually it will be, hopefully this is the very part or essence na ito yung makakahawa sa maraming tao na maganda, hindi yung virus. So hopefully this is the one that will be able to spread the very contagious yung positivity, being able to be physically and mentally sharp and being able to take care of our bodies and our minds first, then the rest will follow.
That's right. Well, Kiefer, let's do more discussion about yung activities that you can recommend. What activities would you recommend to improve one's well-being?
Activities that I would really recommend is, I'd say, anything to do with cardio will definitely help us to help us our resistance be better. Siyempre, nakakapagpalakas din to ng katawan. Very, kasi overall, ang cardio, talagang whole body workout na talaga siya. And if you want to stay at home, of course, there are a lot of core exercises that you can do. Planks, side planks, that will be, actually, ang workout, hindi lang talaga yung, marami din version. People do yoga, Di
Yes.
ba? Nagpipilates. So it doesn't have to necessarily include weights or heavy lifting. So pwede din yung gawing mga workouts na yun na very efficient siya kasi space lang ang kailangan mo, wala masyadong equipments.
So, Kiefer, when it comes to physical and mental health naman, how can your family or friends help you be reminded of the importance naman of physical and mental health?
Of course, having our families around, it definitely helps mentally. I personally put myself in a bubble, so I know the experience of being away from family, just being with a teammate. Bawal kayo pumunta sa mga kwarto. Nandun lang talaga kayo lang nag-uusap. Tapos, of course, it doesn't help pag natalo pa yung team mo. Tapos, magkikita-kita pa kayo ulit yung magkakasama. So, it takes a toll on your mind. It takes a toll on your body. But having family around ngayon and what we're having right now, we're all locked up dito sa bahay natin. It's very, I'd say, sabi nga ni Doc na nagagawa mo yung gusto mo, and as a basketball player, lagi kami usually, wala kami madala sa bahay because of our work. And
Yes.
now with the pandemic, it allowed us to be together. All the times that we missed in the past na may
Yes.
training abroad, games, na miss na birthday, it allowed us to be one and function better and improve ourselves to become deeper as a person, because ngayon syempre you have to converse with people, talk to your parents na hindi mo naman masyado
Yes.
nakakausap. So malaking bagay talaga na yung family natin into helping us be mentally present pa rin amidst what's ever happening right now.
All right. Thank you, Kiefer, for answering that question. Now, here's a question this time for Doc Mitch. Doc Mitch, how can we offer emotional support to our loved ones despite facing our own battles during these trying times?
Of course, ayun, more of listening kasi lahat talaga ngayon nahihirapan. Kung tayo lang ang dadaldal ng dadaldal, hindi tayo masyadong makakatulong. Kaya talagang akin, more of being there for them, to listen to them. Yun ang pinaka-importanting bagay.
Be a good listener. Ayan. Importante naman talaga yan, Doc. Okay, another question for you, Doc. How does social media affect the lifestyle of its users? Diba? We get all kinds of content from social media. So how does social media affect the lifestyle of its users?
Okay, dati rin talaga napaka-negative natin with social media. Before pandemic din, lagi na natin dinadown yung social media. Meron dyan bullying, we become addicted to social media. Even the children of those who made this Google, Facebook, hindi daw so social media yung children nila, di ba? But for me, working mom ako, meron ako mga anak, minsan hindi ko talaga maiwasan na hayaan sila mag-internet. And then para din sa akin, it became an outlet. Kung plantita ka, makakakita ka ng support group sa hilig mo. Hindi naman kasi lahat ng friends mo or office mates mo o kapatid mo plantita. Meron ka rin friends dyan na magkukwento about baking. Hindi ka naman nagbe-bake eh. Diba? So, hindi mo kasi makikita lahat ng gusto mo sa ibang tao o sa isang tao na unlike dati, parang meron kang dream partner, ina-expect mo lahat ng gusto mo nasa husband mo, hindi ba? But it doesn't work out that way even with our friends. Sometimes we can use this social media to have an outlet of what we want to do. Like halimbawa kay Chef, minsan may mga followers si Chef. Yung social media niya, makita mo, nandun yung mga iba't ibang food na niluluto niya. Hindi ko naman pwedeng tawag-tawagan maya't maya yung nanay ko na hindi teke para magpaluto, hindi ba? And then hindi ko rin pwedeng tawag-tawagan ng kapatid ko or friend ko para isa-isahin niya yung ingredients every time. But with social media, any time of the day, hating gabi, merong sasagot sa'yo, ilang kutsara po bang ilalagay kong vinegar dito sa niluluto ko? May support group din sa social media. And actually, this last year, medyo maraming bashing sa social media. But recently, late last year, wala nang masyadong bashing. We were all kind to one another na, di ba? More of support group na talaga yung media, hindi na masyadong basher.
Yeah, thank you so much, Doc Mitch, for answering that. Now, since you mentioned Chef Tatung, I've got a question for Chef Tatung. Chef, Do you agree that eating healthy and keeping an active lifestyle is a privilege and may require a lot of money?
Dati kasi that's the way we thought, no, na kailangan medyo you have to have a good income to be able to achieve that. But because all of us are forced to be locked into our homes, we are making possibilities, we are making things happen. Kaya napapansin natin sa ating pamumuhay ngayon sa pandemic, we have, though outside it's so crazy, pero inside our own homes, nag-i-improve siya, di ba? A lot of the families, especially yung may kaya, are eating better. Kahit mas simple yung luto nila, it's eating better because it's healthier. Mas may time tayo mag-focus sa ating health. Nakaka-walking ng konti, nakaka-stretching kasi may time tayo. Our minds are pulled from the outside world to the inside world. So we have better relationships. We have, generally, ang ating pamumuhay sa loob ng bahay has improved. A lot of people are also doing home improvement, nag-ayos ng curtains and all that. And it will reflect in parang the holistic development, not only sa food, pero the entire life. Kasi food kasi is just part of, our living. To live better is to eat well. But also it has to be supported by all our other activities, our mental health, our physical health, and all that. So, generally, hindi kailangan ng maraming pera, kailangan lang ng mag-effort at kailangan din ng magbigay ng puso to be able to do that for our family.
O yan, natandaan niyo yung sinabi ni Chef Tatong, hindi kailangan ng maraming pera, kailangan lang may effort. Ayan. At bawal tamarin, kailangan mag-effort talaga. Okay, this time I've got a question for Sir Janus. Sir Janus, despite having enough resources to stay healthy, what are your other essentials in protecting your family?
Well, protecting my family is not just, again, on the physical, but also on the non-tangible ones. Since I don't have, I'm not yet married, but my dependents are my brothers and my family back in the province. And for me to have my own peace of mind and to protect them financially also, I have insured myself. I have acquired my own insurance policies for them to be able to survive life in case, as a breadwinner, I'm taken out of the picture. So that gives me so much peace of mind on a day-to-day basis. Having the right amount of insurance, the adequate amount of insurance that can make my family survive in case I'm taken out of the picture.
That's right. Well, Sir Janus, how important is it naman to have an emergency fund? Ayan, naging popular din itong usapan sa emergency fund because of the pandemic, because of these trying times. And what is your advice to be financially ready?
To be financially ready, means a lot. Now, first, you have to come up with your emergency savings funds in the bank. It's a step-by-step process, and after that, you can explore getting your life insurance policy. They even mentioned that if you want to come up with the right amount of savings in the bank, you have to uh, build at least an amount that's 6 months equivalent to 6 months your monthly salary, and then
Yes.
you acquire an insurance policy that can provide your family in case you're taken out of the picture for the next 5 to 10 years comfortably. So the amount of 3 to 5 million might be enough if that's their usual expense on a monthly basis.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
it's really like protecting yourself and your family also financially.
Sir Janice, na-mention mo yung Protect. And I know you've mentioned products from Cocolife, yung Coco Protect and Protect Plus. So can you tell us more about Cocolife's new product, Coco Protect and Protect Plus, and how it can enhance one's safe space?
Okay, so thank you for that, DJ Sam, and thank you for giving me this opportunity because, more than positioning this product, I really want to share this peace of mind to our fellow Filipinos today, more than selling the product. But there are a lot of insurance, there are a lot of insurance plans, different types, different strokes for different folks, as they say.
Yes.
But for this particular product, it's actually a good starter because Cocolife Protect can be really affordable to everyone, to every Filipino. For as low as 1,900 pesos, you can get a 500,000 peso protection for accident. Diba? It's an accident insurance plan. And if you want to increase your protection to about 1 million, you can get that for as low as 3,800. And you can even add up more benefits by adding a little bit of savings for that, uh, for medical reimbursement, and even, knock on wood, for future burial benefit. In that case, it's very uncertain now, but with with these products available in the market, like Cocolife Protect, where you can start for as low as 1,900, you can actually have that peace of mind. As I mentioned a while ago, as an insurance company, it's really our contribution to the Filipino. It's really creating that safe space in the form of that ultimate peace of mind, that in case you're called by God in the future, you're actually justified.
That's right. Pero yung pinaka-importante talaga dyan is, whether for emergency expenses, for retirement, for education, for health concerns, kailangan palaging may peace of mind. Diba, Sir Janus?
That's correct, DJ Sam.
All
Thanks.
right. So finally, I'd like to ask our dearest speakers to give a closing message to our viewers. Let's start off with Chef Tatung.
Yeah, and I think especially now that we've experienced this pandemic, no, before hindi natin siya experience, it's more important for us to really have foresight and to really be prepared. And aside from planning your careers, planning your life, it's also very good to have protection, especially insurance. I think it's only in the Philippines na mga Filipino hindi tayo masyadong nag-invest for this type of protection. And aside from taking care of your health, alam mo talaga, like situations like this, you are not in control. Ultimately, we are not in control. But if you have like a buffer and all that, it will change a lot in terms of our perspective and how we live our lives.
Thank you, Chef Tatung. All right. Kiefer, do you have any last words for our viewers?
Nothing. I think this was really productive, and we were able to really accomplish a lot of things in being able to talk about health, physical wellness, being able to balance work life and all other things, and just proud of being able to be part and being able to share some time with you guys, with established people in different aspects. So hopefully all our participants maraming natutunan. And again, I thank Cocolife for always doing their best to reach out and connect with our people even though there's a pandemic. And ayun, ako rin personally, marami din akong natutunan ngayon that I can apply in my everyday life. Lalo-lalo na yung pagluluto.
Oh, true. Thank you, Kiefer. Thank you so much. Okay, this time let's hear from Doc Mitch. Doc Mitch?
Okay, I think this topic today encompassed everything that we need to know for health. Sa food, healthy food talaga. Sa movement, kailangan talaga natin. And financial. Actually, nakita natin more than 1 year na yung pandemic natin. And parang hindi nga enough ang 6 months na savings kasi yung iba, beyond 6 months na wala pa rin work or hindi pa rin nakapag-open or hindi pa rin nakapag-recuperate yung business nila. So, there's really, parang hindi never magiging enough yung financial security natin. We really have to save up. We really have to be insured in case na something na may mangyari sa atin na untowards. And I have seen right now, health is really wealth, as in sobra. Health is really draining at this time ng COVID. Ubus biyaya. Makikita mo rin na manghihingi ng tulong ang ibang tao kasi talagang drain na talaga yung family. And of course, hindi naman natin kasalanan na magkakaroon tayo ng infection kasi hindi rin naman natin ginusto. And as much as we tried to protect ourselves, minsan talaga hindi talaga kaya and natatamaan talaga tayo. So we really have to make our body strong and we have to make everyone else safe in this pandemic by yung basic pa rin tinuturo ng DOH natin, mag-mask, mag-face shield, social distancing, do not go to social gatherings, avoid crowded places, always disinfect. So yun po.
Thank you so much, Doc Mitch, for reminding our viewers to always stay safe. And finally, Sir Janus, closing message for our viewers.
Okay, so nasabi na naman lahat ng mga speakers natin at mga celebrity guests natin today. Uh, I think the best thing that I can say is to go back to our core of believing in the Filipino, which is also our tagline as a company. And I encourage everyone that despite the challenges that we are experiencing right now, despite the uncertainties, you just have to continue believing in each other, believing in the Filipino, as they say. Believe in love also, and let's continue to create a safe space for one another.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Janice, for that beautiful message. So, thank you once again to our speakers for sharing their expertise and even their personal experiences on achieving a safe space and protecting our holistic health. It goes to show that big or small, we can always take action to improve our well being. And I'm sure the audience agrees with me when I say that health is definitely our wealth, especially in this time of pandemic. In these challenging times, it is very important that we really have a safe space, be it physical, mental, emotional, social, and financial. We all deserve to feel secured in every aspect of our lives. With Cocolife, you can actually achieve financial security and protect your family for the future. As Sir Janus shared earlier, I know one product that can give you a safe space is Cocolife Protect. Now, to all our viewers, you can always visit Cocolife's website at cocolife.com for more information about their products and their services. And you can also follow their Facebook page at Cocolife official page and follow their Instagram. That's CocolifePH_official on IG. All right. Do not forget to be updated with Cocolife's webinars and exciting campaigns from Cocolife, believing in the Filipino. This has been DJ Samantha, and this is Safe Space. Discover ways to protect your holistic health. Bye, everyone. Thank you. God bless and keep safe always. Bye.